Okay. Hey, everybody. Thanks for getting on. I know it's kind of hectic. I'm sure everybody's like phones are blowing up as we finish up this like little BOGO deal thing. But I'm super excited to have Katie on tonight to kind of share some of her story. I feel like she has a story and like a journey that a lot of you guys are going to be able to relate to. And I think it's going to be really great for you guys to hear and really kind of like eye-opening and also like encouraging maybe to some of you who have felt like, maybe your journey hasn't gone as fast as you wanted it to, because it can show you that any time in this business can be your time to, catch on fire and just run. So I'm going to let Katie just go right into it. If you guys have questions, like you can put it in the chat and I'll try to like look at them as we go, and like we can ask her at the end and stuff. So Katie,
Alrighty.
You're
Hello,
on.
everybody. I am literally currently setting a distributor. We're texting back and forth right now. So I'm going to try to put my phone down. Also, I have a stuffy nose, so I apologize. Okay. So I know we're going to kind of talk a little bit about my story and kind of how conference kind of changed my life, and probably a quick impromptu try and get to conference if you can, because I think there's still some tickets left. So I joined this business, 3 years ago now? A little over 3 years ago. Holy cow. And I joined because Lindsay told me I had to. I didn't really have a choice. No, her husband was deployed with my now husband, and so we were connected, and that's how we became friends. And I watched her journey for a little while until one day it just all everything kind of lined up, and I was like, what the heck? I have nothing to lose except for really $100. Whatever, I'll do it. We'll see where this takes me. So I was 20 years old when I joined. I was a full-time nursing student. So everyone always hears the excuse, I'm so busy, I don't have time for this, I don't have money for this. I just don't think people take me seriously. I don't know if I have enough people I can sell this to. I literally could check every single one of those boxes. I was 20 years old. I was a full-time nursing student. Again, I was 20 years old and I was a full-time nursing student. So I literally had everything going against me.
Can I stop you really quick?
Yes.
Well, I just want everyone to know too, it wasn't that easy to sign Katie as she made it sound. Like she literally wasn't like, oh, hey, what do I have to lose $100? I remember talking on the phone to her for like 2 hours.
Well, yeah, but finally I was like, okay, whatever.
We went like back and forth for like 2 hours, literally talking every single scenario about like how this works, everything, like how it went. So Katie was one of those people that I literally wanted to like punch to the phone and be like, just sign up. And I think eventually I did just say that. So I just wanted people to know that you weren't like, okay, let's just do it. Like it was a process.
I think every single person we ever sign is a process. If anyone just is like, hey, I'm ready, let's do it, that's shocking. That's like, those people are sent from heaven. So I joined, and I shared this. I think Jen made a post. We were kind of going to do Rap Star Wednesday, and I posted, asked us to share like what our fears were when we started, right? So like we all have these fears when we start. And my fear was, this sounds funny, but my fear was that people weren't going to take me seriously. Not that people were going to unfriend me, not that people were going to think I'm weird because I'm that crazy rap person. Literally, my fear was that people weren't going to take me seriously. I'm a 20-year-old nursing student trying to sell these products to like people who are all older than me. Like it just didn't like, it was difficult for me to see how this was going to connect. And I was worried people were going to be like kind of laughing in my face differently than how people laugh in our face because we post all the time. Does that make sense? So, I was very skeptical and I was nervous, and I hadn't tried any of the products because I didn't have money to try the products. And so when I joined, I literally had like no money in my bank account. And I joined and I worked the business how Lindsay told me to. So things were like kind of different 3.5 years ago. Just the way we ran our businesses, it didn't look as much like it does today. So I was doing what Lindsay was telling me to do. I was doing my training. I was plugging in, but things just weren't lining up for me. So I remember I was signing loyal customers. That didn't seem to be a problem. But as far as growing my team, which is kind of what we all want people to join our organization. It just wasn't happening for me. No matter what I did, I could have literally and pasted what Lindsay said, who got 3 distributors, and I would get negative distributors. Like, people would like run away from me, and it just wasn't happening for me. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, I'm doing everything right. I am hitting all the marks. I'm trying to do this. I'm posting every day, and it just wasn't happening for me. And so I was in the business for about 7 months, 7 or 8 months before I finally claimed executive. And so I know Lindsay said it took me a year and a half to go executive, and it did take me a year and a half to go true executive, because I hit executive and then a month later I lost it. 6 months in, about 7 months in, I hit executive. I was on top of the world because that was what I joined to hit $300. I wanted $300 a month. To a college student, that's like huge. And so I was doing everything I could do. Nothing was working. Finally, after about 7 or 8 months, 6, 7, 8 months, I don't remember, I hit executive only to lose it the next month. And then I sat back down a distributor for a few months, and then I maybe hit executive, and then I lost it again. And it just was like, it was so discouraging for me because I finally hit, like, it took me so long to hit that. And then, and then I lost it. And so I was super discouraged. I remember telling Lindsay, like, I don't know, like, I just don't know if this is for me. I've given it my best shot. Like, I've given this my good college try, and I just don't think this is for me. Like, it's not for everyone, right? Like, some people come and go, and it's fine. And I was like, you know what? I gave it a solid year and a half. Lindsay, I'm out of here. Like, I'm done listening to you in my ear telling me it'll happen. I'm done with you. I think it'll happen for you, but it's not going to happen for me. And so it got to be about like November or December of 2014. And I was ready to throw in the towel. And it wasn't a decision I was going to make lightly. I saw here's my struggle. Here was my struggle. This is like my real honest, like, this was what was so hard for me, is I saw the vision. Do you know how we get people in our organizations who just don't see the vision? They don't even know the potential that this business offers. Like, they don't even see it. So it's not really a big deal when they don't get it and they quit. For them, it's not a big deal. For me, I saw the vision. I saw Ambassador Diamond. I wanted myself to be up on the stage. I saw and envisioned myself at that point, but I couldn't get there. So my struggle was, I didn't want to walk away from this because I wanted to have eyelash extensions and my Louis Vuitton, and I wanted to be on stage, and I envisioned myself there. And that's why it was so hard for me, because I saw myself as an ambassador, but I was a distributor. And I was there for a year and a half. And so a lot of people don't understand that, because like I said, a lot of people join the business, they don't see the vision. They don't see that potential. And so I kind of told Lindsay, I'm like, dude, I'm out of here. Like, I have nursing school. I'm going to just take my money, the $5 that I made with this business, and I'm going to walk away, because it's just not happening. Like, I just am not cut out for this. So to that, Lindsay responded, come to conference with me. And I said, LOL, you're funny. I was like, okay, what's conference? I'm not going to that. And she said, no, I'm telling you, you just have to come to conference. And after conference, you decide this isn't for you. You can walk away. No hard feelings. We'll still be BFFs. Okay. Sounds good to me. Anything to get Lindsay off my back, right? So I scraped up the money. I don't even know how. I think I had to ask Sam for half of it, and I don't even know what I did to find that money.
I don't even really remember either. I remember you thinking I was like psychotic for.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, and really quick, can I just like add something like to this? Because like, it's cool to hear you say your side, but even for me, like, while this is happening, even before Katie like had this conversation with me, like, I could sense it. Like I knew that she was working hard. Like Katie was that person, one of those people in my business that I was like, she's like a rock star. And like, but I could tell, like I could see that she just like was struggling. And I remember in my head thinking, oh my gosh, like I'm going to lose this girl. Like she's gonna get discouraged. Like she's gonna leave. Like, what am I gonna do? And I just like remembered, like, I mean, maybe you remember too, like I would always just be like, you know, come on, you've got this. We can do this. We can do this. And I remember thinking like, if she goes to the conference, it's going to change her life. And that's what made me, you know, that's like, I saw the vision for her too. Like, and she saw it, but we just needed to plug like everything together, like for her to get it together. So yeah. So then I told her to go to conference and she thought I had like 25 like heads.
So, okay. So
I'm going to interrupt because I remember this so much.
Yeah, Becky, you were there for all this.
Me and Lindsay talked about you all the time because she was like, my friend Katie, I know she's going to quit. She just can't get anybody. She's doing all the right stuff. I don't know why it hasn't happened for her. But I remember like so many times Lindsay was like, I'm so afraid she's going to quit. I'm like, just keep praying for her. Hopefully she won't quit. Hopefully she'll stick it out.
I was a foot out the door, Becky. I was a foot out the door.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lindsay told me to go to conference. So obviously everyone on here may not be going to conference this year. It's okay. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. So I somehow scraped up the money. So me and one of my distributors, one of my very first distributors who's no longer part of this organization, she and I drove down to St. Louis to meet up with Lindsay and Tim Capstick. And we drove all the way down there. So we drove like 19 hours to go to this conference thing that I had no idea what was in store. We all squeezed in this tiny little Pontiac car, and it was miserable, and it was horrible. And then we got to conference, and I was like, okay, I'm in a sea of people that all are like crazy, and they all are wearing black and green, and they're all really peppy. And here I am as a distributor. I was getting paid as a distributor, and my lanyard, you get a lanyard. So this, I'll be very raw with you in this moment. This was kind of, I think back about kind of what changed, and a lot of what changed really is my mindset. And I'll kind of get to that in a second, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. You get a lanyard at conference and it says your rank on it. So it says your lifetime rank. So my lifetime rank was executive. I had hit executive, but then I had gone back down. So I'd been getting paid as a distributor for quite a while before conference, but my lanyard said executive. And here is what I was feeling, you guys. It was a mixture of embarrassment. It was a mixture of discourage, and it was a mixture of kind of just like anger inside of me that my lanyard said executive. I wasn't embarrassed to be an executive. I don't really know how to explain this. I've tried to explain this to Lindsay because there is absolutely nothing embarrassing about being executive. Executive is a huge promotion. And if you guys are executive or you're about to hit executive, your life is about to change because that is the first of many, many, many promotions. And I'm getting like teary-eyed thinking about this. Like literally it's just me being so discouraged. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Why can I not get this together? And I was looking around and I felt like everyone was destined to get higher except for me. And I was bummed, and I looked at Lindsay and she had double diamond around her lanyard, and I was bummed. I don't even know why I'm crying right now. And so I had to seriously look at myself and get real with myself. Okay, if I want this and I want to do this, then something needs to change and my mind needs to change. I can't keep looking at myself as an ambassador who never gets there, because then I'm never going to get there. So I sat at a conference and I sat in the audience, and it changed my life. It's meant to motivate you, and that's exactly what it does. And so I looked at Lindsay. It was the last moment of conference, and they had just announced that they were doing the good promotions. And I looked at Lindsay to her, and all I said was, I'm going to do this. Sit back and watch. I went home January of conference. So conference was in January. I got home and I promoted to Ruby, which I never thought was possible that month. And I remember literally that fire that ignited inside of me when I hit Ruby. I think Lindsay could sense the change too. I got home and I'm telling you, I put my blinders on. Like, I thought I had my blinders on until I actually put my blinders on. And I worked my business so hard. I don't even know if I slept. I don't even know if I ate that semester, because it was my spring semester, my junior year of nursing school. And so that, if you have ever been through nursing school, Becky, I see you, Lindsay, you know, that's the hardest semester. So it was my hardest semester of nursing school. Plus it was my hardest time in my business because I was going for this promotion, and I told her I was going to hit diamond. I told Lindsay I was going to hit diamond, and I wasn't going to back down. I was not going to be that girl who didn't hit this promotion after a conference. I was all hyped up, and then I go home, and then I'm like back to my old self. And so I put my blinders on, and I literally, yes, Hannah, we did. We sat together at conference, and we sat together being paid as distributors, and we all, like, the moment so on stage, Mark Pentecost, he was the CEO, if you don't know Mark Pentecost. He literally, I'm going to tell you exactly what he did. This was like, I have goosebumps thinking about this. He goes, we're going to bring the good bonuses. And this was the first time good bonuses had ever even been, oh no, they weren't. No, this is not the first time they had been introduced. He's like, we're going to bring back the good bonuses. And then he like everyone falls silent after cheering. And then he like does one of these. And so he like gets down, like crouches down, and he whispers in the microphone, I'm going to double them. And then he literally drops the mic and walks off stage. And we all just like, I think I peed my pants. Literally, I see Hannah nodding her head. Yes. Like, it was the most unreal moment of all of our lives.
Everybody was crying. Everybody.
I have goosebumps thinking about it. Everyone. It was like earth shattering. It was literally, the whole building was probably shaking. So I went home and I literally went to work. And from the time I was at conference in January until April, January I hit Ruby. April I went double diamond, and I got $35,000 in good bonuses. As a 21-year-old, junior in nursing school, I did it. I hit double diamond, and I got $35,000. All because my mindset went from, I'm an ambassador, I see myself as an ambassador, but I can't get there, to sit back, hold my beer, watch me do this. I went for it. Like, I went for it. And I don't even, like, I can't, obviously we want that for all of our distributors, but we can't make our distributors be that person, right? Like, we need to lead by example, and we need to show them what putting your blinders on and working your business with intent and working your business as an ambassador. We need to just show them what that looks like instead of telling them that's what they need to be, because it's never going to work. So since then, obviously, I'm still working on, I'm still double diamond. I'm still working on triple. I'm so close. I'm getting there. I am still working my business. I mean, this has truly changed my life. I mean, I could go on and on and on about this business. I was able to pay for my senior year of nursing school in cash, which I will forever. Oh my gosh, that was like my biggest accomplishment my whole entire life, that I can say, like, I paid for a year of college by myself. I wish I could have paid for all four, but I couldn't. I have been able to chase my dreams and not have to get a nursing job right away. I am currently training right now to become a midwife, which has been a dream of mine for years and years and years. And I'm not getting paid to do that, but I have this little side gig that, you know, kind of helps. So I'm able to do that. I was able to, Sam and I were able to pay for our wedding in cash and our honeymoon in cash. And we were able to not acquire any debt over that, which was huge for us because we knew we wanted to have wedding and a big wedding because our families are big, but we didn't know how we were going to do it. And truthfully, the biggest thing that I've gotten from this business, aside from those cool things that I just told you, is literally just the sense of freedom and the sense of just knowing that, like, I thought that I was meant to do a 9-to-5 because that's what people tell you. But like, you can literally do whatever you want to do. Holy cow, here I go again. You can do whatever you want to do if you work this business how it's designed to be worked. And you can literally do, honestly, I'm thinking of all the things that I want to do, and I can do them if I want to. Like, you can do whatever you want if you set your mind to it. And if you work this business like you want to be an ambassador diamond, like if in this business like you just want to be a ruby, then you're going to be a ruby. But if you work this business, and Lindsay's told me this, she's like, you need to get your head out of your butt. Like, what are you doing? It's like, sometimes I'll get in a funk. And I'm sure there are many people on this team, on this Zoom right now, who have heard this from Lindsay. Is like, seriously, I don't have time for this. So pull your head out of your butt and like, just go to work. Like, stop, I'm not listening. And that's the attitude we need to have with ourselves, is when you get into a funk, go look in the mirror and literally say out loud, dude, pull your head out of your butt. Like, you can.
What would Lindsay say to me? That's gonna be my quote. What would Lindsay say to me right now?
Yeah, probably not family appropriate. So we'll.
Well, yeah. Usually, that is not income producing activities.
Exactly. So that is a little bit about me. Sorry for the emotions. Every time I talk about it works, it brings out my emotions, and I have absolutely no control over it. So. I know Lindsay has a couple questions.
Yeah. See, I love it. I just love that. And there's so many people in the chat. Like, I'm getting like messages, like people like are feeling the exact same way, like as you were. So it's so amazing. My thing is like, and if you guys have questions about stuff she said, like if you want her to elaborate on anything, like put it in the chat. Cause I know, one of the things I want to know is, whenever you said, you put your blinders on, like what, like, for maybe some of the newer people on here, what did that mean? Like, what did you do when you put your blinders on?
Yeah. So, okay. So rewinding a little bit, if you look back through all of 2014 and early 2015, you will see that I did post every day, and that I was doing cold messages, and that I was following up with people. So a lot of people ask me, well, what did you change after conference? I didn't so much change what I was doing. It was more of the amount of what I was doing and my mindset. So my mindset changed to I will be diamond. And that was my goal. Double diamond was just the cherry on top because things were rolling for me so fast that I could promote from diamond to double in 1 month. Diamond was my goal. So I was saying, sorry, there's a car every night that drives past my apartment and honks the horn every single night at about this time. So that's what it was. So I came home from conference and I was basically doing the same things I had been doing. So I was, like I said, posting, following up, cold messaging, and bringing new people into my organization, getting the wrap on people. But it was, when I say I put my blinders on, so I had so much going on with nursing school that I was going from A to B to C to D to E to F to G. And in between those, I was doing A.5, B.5, C.5. And those were my It Works income producing activities. So I was sending 20 cold messages a day instead of 5. I was staying up an hour late following up with people instead of just going to bed and waking up for class the next day. I literally, like, I'm not kidding you, like what horses have, like whatever the meaning of those things are, like that's what I had. I don't even know why the horses have those things. So they don't kick people. I don't know. So I put those on and like I didn't look left. I didn't look right. I did not compare myself. I remember myself feeling I looked at Hannah McLagan and I looked at Nadia Powell and I was like, dang, like, oh, they're promoting faster than me. And instead of letting that get me down, I use that as motivation because I'm like, no, I'm going to promote next before they promote. And I was like getting mad at myself. I was like, Hannah McLagan, I swear to God, if you promote to Diamond before me, I'm going to kill you. And so I made it like fuel my fire. So if you guys don't have that person in your business, like, find someone that motivates you, or find someone, like maybe someone you don't really like from your town, join the business. Make it like, oh, I'm promoting before they do. I don't like them. She called me a name in middle school. Watch me go, and like use it as motivation and promote. Can
I just say something really quick too?
Yes, Hannah.
So I won't even get into what blinders are for horses because you're killing me, but yeah, in addition to putting blinders on, though, I know, and this is why I'm like so pumped to go again this year. Like, we talk about this fire and this momentum, and I like when you get to conference, especially as like a brand new distributor, or like you haven't been in that long, like, let's be honest, like if we're being real here, like we'll be real. Like when I went to my first conference, there was still like a tiny part of me that was like, this is a joke. And like there was just still that self-doubt because I hadn't made it yet. And I saw all these other people make it, but I still felt like, yeah, this is like a scam. Like I still felt that inside. And because I didn't have my own story yet, I didn't have my own confidence yet. I was borrowing other people's confidence. And let me just tell you, when you go to a conference, not only do you leave and put your blinders on and get to work, but you leave with like such a confidence in what you are doing. You, like, for me anyway, like I went to conference and I fell in love with the company. I fell in love with the people. I fell in love with the products. I fell in love with the vision. And when you are like, it's the craziest thing. Like Katie was saying, like she never stopped posting. Like she was still doing her posting, but it's like freaky people know when you don't believe in what you're doing. Yes. And when you come home and you have that confidence in you, you could post the exact same post you did last time, but it's like that energy, it literally comes through the screen. Or if you're on the phone with someone, it comes through your voice. Like people know when you believe in yourself and when you don't. And if you don't believe in what you're doing, and if you don't have confidence in yourself and being successful, you won't be. So you have to start believing in yourself. And that, like, I cannot even stress, we can't stress enough. Like I know Lindsay and Katie and Nadia would say the same thing. Like you have to get to conference because it will literally make you feel like I left one of the biggest things. I think Ali Antonacci said it. And she said, you need to act like, you need to like treat your business like you're already at the promotion you want to be at. So if you want to become an ambassador diamond in this company, you freaking better start acting like you're already an ambassador. So like, that doesn't mean working 30 minutes a day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, like that, it's like people say like dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. Like it's the same thing. And so it just gives you such a confidence. And if you can't go, like do the pay-per-view, because I'm telling you, you need to fall in love and believe 100% in what you're doing. So I'm just pumped.
So well said. I could not have said it better.
Yeah, definitely. Like too, so you know, you put your blinders on and stuff. Like, what did you notice like about like once you like got back from conference and you like had your blinders on? Did you feel like because you were afraid before that people weren't taking you seriously? Like, how did you like approach that now? Like,
so and a lot of this is kind of what Hannah was saying is I came home with like a fire and I knew I wanted it. So I wasn't going to accept no for an answer. And so and I'll be honest, a lot of the people that I had maybe talked to a year ago about this business or the products, a lot of them saw what I was doing and how I was acting that like right after conference. And a lot of those people hopped on board. So I had a lot of people who had been watching me for a year and a half, but not taking me seriously. And then they saw, wow, Katie Sanders is not going anywhere. She's not leaving this business. She's not calling it quits. So either I shut up or I join her team. Which one? Dana Vanna Bogart, Sammy Whippick, all of those people that thought it was a joke. Literally now they are diamond and above on my team because they they watched me and watched me and watched me, and they didn't believe in me. And they're like, they had to like put their foot in their mouth when come January, February, March, and April, May, because there I was, promote, and I was not backing down. And it was kind of like that ball started rolling, and then it just kept rolling. And so I had my blinders on, and I just wasn't accepting no for an answer anymore. For every no I got 2 more customers. For every no for a distributor I got 1 more distributor, a different person. So it wasn't like I was getting discouraged anymore with my shortcomings. It was, I was using those shortcomings as like, well, fine, goodbye you, next. And that's just kind of how I treated my business. And that's how everyone should treat their business every day. Now, obviously that's easy to not do that and to keep that pep up all the time, especially with our slow season, but you have to, like, there's no option. If you want to be an ambassador diamond, and I said, you need to act like it. Like, there's just no other option, or you're never going to get there.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's crazy because you don't know what you did differently. Like you say, I don't know what I did different. Like, I didn't do anything different, but you did. You know, you just kind of got, like, out of your own way. Like, and you got that confidence in yourself. You know, you started believing in yourself. Like, I don't know. What did you do, like, to, like, before that? Like, you know, you kind of, like, got in your own head and stuff like that. Like, did you find yourself, like, you know, you'd be, like, motivated, you'd be pumped up, and then, like, as the months went on, like, you would just get, like, kind of, like, back in your own head again. Like, what did you feel like you could do to, like, because if someone, like, I have someone message me, like, what could you do to, like, what would you say to try to, like, to help them, like, just not do that, like, to not get in their own head, like, at all, like, you know, comparing this.
I think it's really hard not to get in your own head. And I think it's an extremely difficult feat. There's never going to be a time where you're always optimistic about this business. And that is just the business. This is network marketing. This is MLM. Like, this is not a normal 9-to-5 where if someone says no to you, you have a list of 800 other people to call. Like, I think it has to come from you, and it has to come from where you're at in your head. There's no other person in this world that's going to tell you you're going to do it. If you are not going to make it in this business, that's because you're telling yourself you're not making it. If you are going to make it in this business, whether it takes you a month to promote to executive or a year and a half to promote to executive, it has to be in your head. Like, that's all you. It also helps that we have an amazing, like, here we are. If you ever feel like you're in your own head, message me, message Lindsay, message any of the people on this team, diamond and above, not even diamond and above. Who cares what rank we are? That's not what's important. Message someone that's going to be real with you and just be like, listen, I'm feeling in a funk. I feel it coming on. It's coming on like the Black Plague. Please get me out of this before it happens. Because if it does happen, it's hard to get out of it. We've all felt it. All of us. Every single one of us. I don't care if you're an ambassador, if you're a distributor. Lindsay has felt it. I've had to pull her out of the gutters so many times. She's had to pull me out. Hannah's had to pull me out. I've had to pull my girls out. Like, it just happens. We just are fortunate enough to have an amazing support system. I would say for income producing activities to help you get out of that, and if you're just kind of in your own head, I mean, maybe just your 6 list. If you're making a to-do list for the next day, make a to-do list that's 2 times longer. I know this seems weird, but the more you're doing, the better you feel, the more accomplished you feel. So instead of just sending 3 messages, instead of just posting twice, post 4 times. And just kind of get that fire going back in you and try and get momentum started. You're not going to get a hit on every single post you make. You're not going to get a yes from every message you send. So that means you have to send more messages to get more yeses. So I would just say kind of work through it. I don't know if that answered your question, Lindsay, but
well, I think, like, too, like, doing self-development, like, that's something, like, to me that's, like, always, like, really helpful, like, when I'm in my own head, like, even just listening to calls, like, because myself, like, whenever I first started, like, I thought it was silly to listen to the show me the money calls, the family calls, like, I'm like, I don't need this, like, I don't need these, like, calls, like, telling me what to do or, you know, whatever, like, I'm fine. But, you know, a lot of you guys are probably being on the Zoom tonight, like, when you listen to those things, like, you're not the only one that feels that way. And so it's really nice to hear, like, other people saying, like, I went through this and this is how I got out of it, or I went through this and look where I am now. Because like there's something about that that just makes you be like, you know what, like that can be me too. Like I can do that. So like to me, like just feeling down, like feeling like in my own head, like I always try to like listen to a call or get on YouTube, like watch some YouTube videos, read a book. Like there's so many great books that you can get on Amazon for like $10, $13. Like, and it's like, you know, huge. And, you know, if you want a recommendation, like we can tell you, but like me, I have my book and I read part of it every single day, you know, and it just helps get my mind right, you know, and it makes me like, you know, okay, like, let's get it together here. But I think that's like one of the big things too. Like, you know, because you feel like if you're not like, not in a good place and your mind's not in a good place, it just kind of like everything else is like a big mud puddle.
Yes, and it's easy to let that fall. Like it takes months and months and months to build this business up, but it takes days to let it crumble, which sucks. So you need to, when you feel yourself getting into funk, get the heck out of there as fast as you possibly can. Because it's not pretty when it starts.
I feel like the thing is like there's nothing wrong. Like, you know, there was nothing wrong with Katie's business. Like there wasn't, like, you know, like, but for some people, like, you know, it just takes people like sometimes a while to like believe you or to like really like, you know, as much as we hate it, you know, after a point, like they're like, okay, like she's not going anywhere. It's been like a year and she's still freaking talking about this stuff. Like, okay, so maybe it is like legit kind of thing. And I know like everybody has different journeys, but for some of us, that's just how it goes. And you got to like kind of just be patient and be like, you know what, like, I'm just going to, I love this opportunity as much as I did the first day I started. You know, people are going to see that. And the thing of like, I wanted you guys to see like with Katie and stuff is that at any time in your business, no matter how long you've been in, like your hard work is going to pay off and you're going to like, you know, explode. Like it's going to be your time in this business. Like there's no, like, that's my favorite thing. There's no timeline. There's no like, you know, thing that says, you know, you have to promote this fast. Otherwise you're done. Like you get to do like your business the way you want to. And I mean, you know what? And now I bet, you know, Katie sure probably wanted to promote a lot faster, but now, you know, she's going to go to triple diamond. Do you think anybody cares how long it took her to get there? Like, no, like she probably isn't going to care how long it took her to get there. Like she's there. And that's the thing you guys have to remember is that, you know, it's not going to, the journey is like all a part of it, but it's not going to, when you're ambassador diamond, you're not going to look back and be like, huh, but it took me like a year to get my first promotion. Like you're going to be like, it took me a year to get my first promotion and now look where I am. Because a lot of people would have freaking quit. And you guys that are still doing this after, you know, a year or whatever, and you're still in this business, like just imagine how amazing it's going to feel, you know, when you do hit those goals. And I mean, a lot of people like don't put up with that, but that's what makes you guys so much more amazing, you know, because you didn't give up whenever the easy thing to do would have been able to say, no, this is not for me. Like it's not, because, you know, it is like, you just are putting in the work. You just got to like, you know, believe that.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. I got like on a little tangent. Sorry. Becky wants to like say something really quick and then we can like kind of wrap up.
Well, that was one of the things I was going to say is the one post that I saw that was like talking about even if there was 10 promotions and it took you 10 years, would you ever make this much money at any other job you were doing in 10 years? So you have to be, I mean, everybody's time is different, but even if it did take you that long, you're never going to make that somewhere else anyway. So at some point, I mean, I think that you lose track of what those promotions and where that's really going to end up mean down the road. And I was also going to say, I don't know where Katie was at in regards to her business in the beginning. I just know that me and you had talked about stuff, Lindsay, and she just wasn't promoting and stuff. But for a lot of people, I think it's that lack of confidence for a lot of people is not cold messaging. And I know cold messaging really changed most of our business. And it was just not having the confidence and just coming out and just talking to somebody about it or just messaging somebody out of the blue about it and having the confidence in our products and in what to say. For me, I was always confident in the products. I tried so much stuff in the beginning as it was, but it was just a matter of talking to people and feeling like I was going to say the thing, you know, and I think that that is something that is really hard for people to realize, that cold messaging changes everything. Not everybody's going to come to you.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because that's how I felt. But Yeah,
that's what most people do. Like, and I think that that's where a lot of people's businesses really change. You feel like you're posting on Facebook. You feel like you're kind of talking to your friends and your family when you're out and you're doing stuff, and you take your fat fighters and stuff, but you're not going out of your way to talk to people. You're not going out of your way to message people. And I think that that's where a lot of people's business has changed. I know that's what helped me, and that's what helped you, and a lot of other people. And I think that that's where people need to step it up, and they don't realize that that's where they're lacking.
Yeah. Well, even like at this time, like for Katie, we didn't like even know about the Facebook algorithm. Like the Facebook algorithm like wasn't a thing. Like we literally like posted on Facebook and
that was my problem. No one was seeing my damn post. That was it.
But we didn't have like all these other things, and Katie didn't do like rap. She wasn't a big rap party person,
I lived in her dorm room. That's really cute.
But you did have some there, I know. But that's the thing. She just was doing what I was telling her to do, and she just like believed it. So I don't know. Does anybody else have any questions for Katie, like about like what she did at that time, or just anything? Like, I mean, this is your time, like especially if you're someone who can feel like you can relate to her. Like,
right.
I mean, I feel like she really like brought it home tonight, and I think I don't know.
I'm crying tonight. I don't know what's going on with me.
No, that was just so amazing. I don't know, but Katie, I'll let you, like, if no one has anything else to say, like, you can just, like, close it out if you want. Like, what's one last, oh, wait, okay. So, someone asked, like, what are, like, day-to-day tips that you could, like, give to somebody?
Morgan, I mean, you have, not pregnant. Let's clear that up. Cool, this is recorded, okay. Okay, so day-to-day. I mean, we have talked about this a lot, day to day. First and foremost, one thing that has changed my business in the past few months, I know it has changed Lindsay's, all the leaders, making a to-do list. And the power of an hour. Oh my gosh, there's so much power in just a half hour, 1 hour. So to day to day, I mean, make sure you're posting every day. I know it seems tedious. It seems so exhausting. Do it. Messaging, following up. I mean, the standard stuff that you hear us talk about. So things that I do every day for my business is I'm posting, I am following up. I'm emailing promotions that we have going on. I've been sending a ton of follow-up messages and emails to current loyal customers and stuff like that about our BOGO. I just got an email that one of the girls that I was talking to, she just signed up. So like, making sure that I'm posting about my lifestyle as well. So I will post that I get to sit on this. Did someone take a picture of the Zoom? I hope someone took a picture. Hannah, do that.
I already did, like 300.
So make sure when you guys see those pictures posted of the Zoom.
Everyone smile. I don't want to get bad pictures of everyone and people complaining.
Okay, everyone give it your best. Give it your all. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Okay, you're good.
So like make sure just steal one of these pictures that someone posts about the Zoom and say like, wow, I got to hang out for an hour with my team. Lifestyle posts really kind of changed my business. I was doing a lot of before and after. Those are extremely important. Make sure they're the It Works approved corporate ones. But lifestyle posts really changed my business. So just posting, and you really want to draw people into your life and make it, make them see what you're doing behind the scenes, because that's all people want to see. Like, okay, she sells these wraps, but how does she sell these wraps? Is she really selling these wraps? Yes, I really am. Look, I will show you to prove it. Doing that kind of stuff. The 6 list. I know we probably have another Zoom about day to day. I could go on and on and on, but just kind of the standard stuff, things that you think you need to do them. Do not go a day without them. Lindsay, do you have any more tips on that?
Someone was asking about like tips for cold messaging, but we can like always go over that, like even I'm sure in the team page. Like, what were some things for you that, like, besides cold messaging, that you felt like really helped change your business? Like, I would guess that you pretty much said like your mindset was like
mindset. And like I said before, the amount of things I was doing. So instead of sending 10 cold messages a day, I was sending 20 cold messages a day. Things that really, I mean, it's hard for me because that was one of my struggles too, you guys. That was one of my struggles, is I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. So when people ask, well, what did you do differently? I don't know that I really changed my tactics. I changed my amount, but what I was doing kind of stayed the same. So the standard posting, following up, cold messaging, that kind of stuff. My mindset really changed. I'm sorry, Lindsay. I suck at that question. I told you that.
No, it's okay. Someone's just asking, and I don't know. I just figured I would ask. I mean, like, but you did, like, say it. You know, you just said, you know, you did more of the things you were doing, and you just changed, like, your mindset.
Right.
I don't know. Someone has their hand raised, but it's like a number, so I don't know. XT1565, if that's you.
Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me for a second, Lindsay? I have a quick question.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I send cold messages and stuff like that, and I've actually talked to like 4 or 5 people about becoming a distributor. And like at first, because a lot of them I knew, so I like video chatted with a lot of them, because they felt like better about talking about it, like looking at me and stuff like that. But now when I message them, they just don't ever respond back to what I'm saying. And I send them like the links and stuff to get on our videos and stuff. Like, I think you should listen to like what we have to say. Like, I think you'd be really interested, and it gives you more information about the business, but they never respond anymore. So I don't want to just keep like sending messages and then they're going to be like, you know what, this business is annoying. I don't want to be a part of it. You know what I mean?
Katie, did you hear that?
I sure did. Welcome to the struggle.
I have like seriously 5 people I was talking to about becoming a distributor because they're stay-at-home moms, and now they just won't answer me at all, and it's frustrating.
You know what I would do is they're watching you every day, every post they see. So post pictures, post lifestyle posts that they are going to be jealous of, that they are going to want to join your team, and you won't even have to message them anymore. I know it's going to take time, but if they're messaging you, if they're not responding to you, then you need to find something else. Because you could message them till your face turns blue. They're still not going to message you back.
Right.
So you need to find a new way to get their attention. So every single day, one of your posts is going to be aimed and targeted at them. So you post every single day, if not twice a day, why being a distributor in this business is so amazing. And you know what? They are going to come crawling back, and they're going to be like, dang, I'm sorry I ignored you. And they're going to be biting their tongue. But if what you're doing isn't working, then find something new to do. We can't keep, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and nothing, right? So we need to figure it out. So my advice to you is find a new way. Maybe for a few weeks, maybe even a month, you're posting every single day. I know it seems ridiculous, but if they see this every single day, that's 5 new distributors in your organization. That's a great month in my eyes.
Yeah.
So even for a month, if you do that and it still isn't working, then we'll talk about it again and find something new. I just think that if people are going to sit on this opportunity, then we need to make sure that we are shaking their brains, and they cannot sit any longer. So I would just say find a new tactic. Maybe to try this. If it isn't working, we'll figure it out. I don't know, Lindsay, do you have anything?
I was going to add something quick.
Go ahead, Hannah.
I was going to partly say what you said, Katie, like kind of move on, but like kind of like indirectly be following up by showing your lifestyle, because like, I mean, if I had $1 for every person I talked to that never responded to me, well, I mean, there's probably like 30 to 50 people who just continually ignore me. But I'm not counting on them to grow my business. Like, just keep moving on, finding new potentials, finding new leads, making new relationships with people, messaging new people. But I would continue to interact with them, try to daily. Some people don't post often, but as often as they're posting, interacting, be liking, be commenting, showing interest on their posts. And, maybe try to message them, not every day, but, every couple of weeks or whatever, something totally not related. Like something about, if they posted a recipe, like, oh my gosh, have you tried that recipe yet that you posted? Because it looks so good. Or like, little Johnny, I love his new shoes. Where did you get them? Like, whatever, just, make conversation. And then something else that I've been doing recently as well, is if you're like, I don't know if you're a mom, but like if you're a mom or like whatever, like find something that you have in common with those people. And like for me, like what I've been doing is I'll put up like one of those like picture word posts that's like so I did someone about like moms needing to stick together and like having a rough day, but you're still strong or something like that. It had nothing to do with It Works at all. It was just like power to the moms kind of thing. And I literally tagged like 50 people in the post that are not It Works distributors, that are people that I see as being potentials for my business, like other moms that would appreciate the post. So it wasn't It Works related at all, but it's going to get me up in their newsfeed, and it's showing them that I'm thinking about them just in general in life. So that's been working really well for me, just to kind of build that relationship with people.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, the thing is like, you know, like they said, like those people are going to keep watching you, and like for whatever reason, maybe it's just not their time. But I mean, I have plenty of people, like I'm like working on signing a girl tonight, and she's literally been watching me for almost 4 years, and we just started talking a month ago. I mean, she's never liked or commented on anything. And that's the thing with like so many people, is like when you like give up like in your first 6 months or first year, like you're just like cutting yourself off at the knees here with this business, because there's so many people out there that they're just watching you. And for whatever reason, like people just like, some people take forever, you know, but that's like the beauty of this business, is even at 4 years, like I'm not going to say like, I don't even know who to message anymore on Facebook, because I have so many people that I haven't signed up yet. Like in my head, like I'm eventually going to have every single person on my friends list a distributor. But until that point, you know, I'm not stopping. So, you know, it's just, they're still watching you. And like I said, don't count on those people to be your next distributors. Go out and find more people. In the meantime, these people are going to keep watching you. And, you know, they're going to kind of like jump in and like when it's right for them. You know, you don't want to force someone. You don't want someone to do it when they're not ready. Like you want them to be ready. So I hope that makes sense. So I want to just ask real quick, and I'll just like hit on it because it's a quick, easy thing. Like they said, they had trouble with like lifestyle posts. Like realistically, like lifestyle posts can just be like you on your couch saying, you know, working from your office this afternoon, or it doesn't even have to mention anything like that. Just say, you know, you're so, you know, you have time to watch your favorite show, or you and your kid, you know, just take a picture of them. It's just your life. Like it doesn't have to be like anything like about the business. Like lifestyle post is literally your life. Like it shows you playing with your kid in the middle of the afternoon, because you know what? There's someone out there that's at work then, and they wish that they could be home with their kid, and they're going to stop and think, you know, gosh, like and even if you do this every single day, like Katie was saying, they're going to, you know, and Hannah, I know, is really good about this. Every single morning she posts a picture of her and like her daughter, you know, every single morning. And you would think like, okay, people are going to be like, okay, really? Like every single morning? But then there's people out there that see that and be like, gosh, every single morning she gets to be with her daughter. Like every single morning I'm freaking waiting in line to go to work. You know what I mean? So that's like those are the kind of things that just keep people like thinking, because they're out there wishing that they could do, you know, that too. You know, so even at like, you know, I know Amanda today posted a picture of her at the movies with her daughter in the middle of the afternoon on a Thursday. Mm-hmm. Like that's stuff that people are going to see, and they're going to be like, dang, like I wish I could take my daughter to the movies in the middle of the day during the week. You know, so that's what lifestyle posts are, just showing like what you do, you know, you're doing. You don't have to even connect it with It Works. Like have it playing with your dog. You know, you're at the dog park, or, you know, post pictures of your dogs. Like people like love stuff like that. So, you know,
I'm going to get a dog just to grow my business.
Yeah, if you don't have a kid, get a dog, because it'll be like,
just have a baby, Katie. It's easier.
There you go.
Yeah, so, you know, that's just like, you know, those are just the kind of things, you know, just that kind of stuff is just gonna, we make things so complicated in our heads. Like we just try to like overcomplicate everything, and it's not that hard, you guys. You know, we just got to do it. Like don't think about it, just go. And I think that was probably something, you know, Katie was doing in the beginning too. You know, maybe not, but you know, she was like probably putting too much thought in it, and everything was going the way it was supposed to. It was just not ready to happen yet. So we can like end this, but you know, really quick, you know, if you guys are going to conference, amazing. Like if you guys like can at any way, like get there. You know, my first year, you know, I drove, I didn't hardly have enough gas money. Like we like split meals between like some of us. You know, I slept in a room with like 5 other people on the floor. You know, we drove down one year like 19 hours. Like, you know, just whatever we had to do, you know, pack sack lunches, anything. But if you cannot go, really make it a priority to get the pay-per-view. Like, it's awesome that they do this, you know, because you guys can sit there and watch it at home. And, you know, you're going to be able to, you know, there's just something, like, even just watching Mark, you know, it's like he, like, the way he, like, his excitement just, like, radiates, I feel like, to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, you can just feel like he really cares and he's really passionate about this, and it gets you fired up, you know, because you'll see that they really believe in all of you. And, you know, it's just the things at conference, like, it changes your life. And if you can't be there, get on the pay-per-view, because it's the next best thing. Like, I promise you, like, you're not going to regret it. Like, I don't know.
Another you can do is have a conference party at your house, and one person buys pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And you can get together, and you can kind of vibe off each other, spend the day together, spend the weekend together. So much fun. I have a bunch of people doing that.
Yeah,
so,
that's a great idea too. Yeah. So
one person has to pay for it. You can split the cost. Go have a girls' weekend, have some wine, bring some food. Like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. If I wasn't going to conference, that's what I would be doing. Y'all can come to my house. Oh, wait, I'm going to conference. Don't come to my house.
They can still come there. It's okay. We'll leave the door unlocked.
Sure.
So, like, what I want you guys to do, like, you know, tonight, I want you to think about where you're at in your business right now, and I want you to think about where you want to be in the next 5 months. You know, and, you know, so once conference comes, you know, really have an idea, and then you're just going to, like, trust me, you're going to take whatever they say at conference, and you're just going to, like, run, you're going to put your blinders on, and you're going to make it happen. Like, so just really think about what you want. Like, you know.
Another thing is, I want you all, because we kind of, like, we can be our own, like, worst enemy. And I want you all to realize, when you wake up in the morning, this is how I want you to treat your business. I want you to wake up tomorrow morning as if tonight on this Zoom was when you enrolled. So tomorrow, if you are bummed and you're feeling like maybe this isn't for me and you just kind of want to be done with this, first of all, I don't care how long you've been in this business, like, it doesn't make a difference. The amazing part of this business is there are no quotas. You're never going to get kicked out. It doesn't make a difference if you spend 8 years at distributor or if you hit ambassador in 8 years. It makes no difference. But if you're kind of feeling super bummed and like you're ready to go, give yourself 5 solid months. Treat tomorrow as if it's like your first day and that you just enrolled tonight. And kind of like wipe the slate clean, and then tomorrow is your first day as a networks distributor. I know I have had to do that a couple times. Even as a double diamond, I need to be like, hey, stop complicating things and go back to the basics and go back to what I know how to do. And I started over, and my business was great again. It's amazing if you just kind of right? Tomorrow is my first day as a networks distributor. What am I going to do?
Yeah, well,
5 months.
I love that too, because I was talking to someone today, and she was telling me, you know, she's been in this business 9 months or so, and she's only signed 1 distributor. And I said, okay, well, when did you really get serious about working your business? Like, were you serious when you very first started? And she's like, no, like, to be honest, like, kind of just like November, December. And she had started June, July. And I'm like, okay, so what you need to do is you need to stop telling yourself you've been in this business for 9 months. Because if you just started November, December, you've only been in this business for 3 months. Like, right. You know, and so and she had signed 1 distributor, and I'm like, this month, and I'm like, girl, like, that's amazing. You know, that we're just being like way too hard on yourself. So if you have been in this business for a year, but your first 8 months, you didn't do anything, quit saying you've been in this business for a year. Like, you know, you're just started. So just like, you know, put that doesn't even matter. Tomorrow's a new day, and you get to wake up and you get to be just as excited about this as you were, you know. And that's what I think too, like, once you get a certain point in this business, stop being excited, you know, about it when you very first started, but you can't. Like, you have to be just excited, you know, now as you were when you very first started. So that's just something too. Like, just think about when you really got serious about your business. And if you haven't been yet, say tomorrow. Like tomorrow I'm like, I'm getting serious. I'm going to open up my business builder kit. I'm going to go watch my eSuite training. That's something I didn't do probably until I was in this business for a year. Like I didn't want, that's just not my personality. I didn't do that right away. But if you feel like you're strong, go watch that training. Go in Freedom Wrappers. Like look at some training videos. Just get serious, because I'm telling you, if you do that now, come the next few months, your life is going to change and you're going to have a story just like Katie did. And, it's going to be amazing. So,
yeah.
I don't
So
know.
just to kind of close up, like, I just want to say, like, you're going to have to, this is kind of a phrase that's in the back of my head really, really, like, a lot of the time in my life right now, these past couple months, is you have to live right now like no one else so that you can live like no one else in a few years down the road. So you need to stay up late, wake up early, skip nap time, stop watching your TV shows, and live like no one else does right now, and do that for a couple years so that in a couple years you can go to the beach whenever you want to, and you can live like no one else does, and you can spend every single day with your kids, and you do not have to go and punch in at a 9-to-5. So live like no one else so that you can live like no one else. You're not going to find other people in a normal 9-to-5 job that are willing to take the risk that you're willing to take with this business. But you know what? They are not going to be making 30 grand a month ever, 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 ever. It's never going to happen. So they may not support you now, but they also aren't writing your checks for your bills. They also are not raising your children. They also are not having to pay the debt that you have. So figure it out and live like life, giving and being blessings to other people. If we live like no one else right now. So that's all I have to say. Lindsay, do you have anything else to say?
No, I mean, I could, but I'm going to stop because I know we all have to, there's still some time left for this BOGO thing. So I don't want to keep everyone on here like all night long. So I know you guys are like, working hard to seal the deal with some distributors, but thank you so much, Katie, for taking time and like sharing that with everybody. I feel like has me fired up. I know it has people on here fired up, and I'm just so excited for 2017. Like there's something in me, like I don't know what it is, but it's telling me like this is the year for us, you guys. Like, whatever your goal is, like I know it's gonna happen this year. Like it's weird. Like I have this weird, like I'm like have all this chaos in my head, but I also have this weird calmness that like everything is gonna like happen this year. So I'm so pumped, and I appreciate you guys so much for getting on here, and I'll post a recording, so if you guys want to go back and watch it, you can. And I just love everybody, and thank you so much, Katie, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye. Guys.